Hello, everybody. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. We're about to get started. We'll get started in just a moment. Hello, everybody. TGIT. Thank God it's Thursday. Hope everybody's doing great, having a great week. Hey, Ashley. Hey, everybody. Oh, I'm sorry, Darla. Congratulations, Michelle Culpepper. Congratulations. Fantastic. We've got the amazing Joni and Tammy with us today. Outstanding. Joni feeling better. Good. Hope everybody's busy as a bee, cheerful as a cricket, steady as a clock, standing on the rock. We've got about 30 minutes together. We're going to get started now. I've got a 12 o'clock partner class exclusive for partners. We'll be talking about weight maintenance today, how to modify the Shibboleth program for maintenance. Want to, first of all, say thank you to our two new partners, Laura Elledge and Tracy Falls. Thank you so much for becoming partners along with all of our other partners. We could not do this without you. Thank you so much. It means the world. You're saving lives. You truly are. Weekly weight loss. The family the family that self-reported total amount lost over the last 7 days, 1,144 pounds. Just yesterday, there was 107 pounds of hunk of chunk, jiggly, itchy fat declared gone by our family. 10-pound badge earners, Cora Sturgill, Donna Henderson, Polly Jones, Levi Carrico, Manya Parker. 25-pound badge earners, Deb Hughes, Michelle Culpepper, Amanda Stewart, and 10% sure Brian Ward. Congratulations, everybody. Only 6 fast track badges earned. Now, we're going to have to talk about that. That's kind of troubling. We got to do better than that. Hey, everybody. How do? I've seen a couple of questions. I'll try to jump in and out of the information today to answer your questions. Please start posting those questions now. I will prioritize the ones that are in the Q&A, as if y'all have noticed, it's really getting almost uncontrollable in the chat. So if you want me to I may catch it anyway, but if you want me to prioritize your question, click the Q&A button and ask it there. And I'll try to get to everybody, but 30-minute sessions, it may be a little more difficult to get to everybody. There's only so many questions that we can really ask, then the answers begin to be the same, because there's only, there's as many ways to lose weight as people find to lose weight. But one thing they've all got to have in common is insulin control, calorie deficit, adequate protein. If it doesn't have those things in common, you need to ditch that program, jump ship. I think you should jump ship anytime a program permanently excludes a nutrient too, by the way. But we'll get started with the session. I've already seen a couple of questions. Let me prioritize over here in the Q&A. What do you suggest for someone that experiences extreme, has buildup and bloating lifestyle-wise? That's really tough, because I don't know the specific foods that you're eating that might be related to your bloating. I would first ask, have you ever experienced bloating before the program? If you've never experienced bloating before the program, it's probably something you're eating on the program that you haven't been eating, that your digestive system has not yet adjusted to, because it's not normal for you to eat it. So if you've ever experienced bloating before, we just have to start identifying what of those healthy foods you're eating that causes the bloat. I will say that processed foods are going to cause more bloat than whole foods. So the closer you can consume your food as it is found in nature, growing from the ground or roaming the earth around the perimeter of the grocery store, those are going to be less bloating. But when we start doing the bars and the shakes and the stuff down the inner aisles, the Atkins stuff, you're going to experience more bloat, more gas. So just something to consider. Now, if it's the lentils, the beans that cause you the bloating, you can get Beano. That's a good thing to do. Or you can get, what is the name of that herb? I'll remember it in a minute. There's a herb that you can put in your beans and stuff. It's coming to mind. Epizodi. You can put epizodi in your pintos, black beans, red beans, or anything that's a category 6 bean. You can add epizodi to it, and that will help offset the bloating if you cook the epizodi into it, or just purchase you some Beano. If you're really gassy and you're bloated a lot, then maybe some Beano. But number one, talk to your physician, see what's right for you, because there's so many variables. I don't want to get in trouble and pretend to be some medical professional that I'm not. So that's where I would start, is sticking closer to food as it's found in its natural state. Why do you drink ACV and what are the health benefits? So I consume apple cider vinegar at least once a day. In fact, I've got some in the fridge now that's already pre-mixed. I like those that are pre-mixed. It helps alkalize the body. It's not mandatory to our program. It should not be considered mandatory, but it does help alkalize the body. It helps get the good bacteria and the prebiotics, probiotics and prebiotics in your system. That's why we say not just regular apple cider vinegar, but apple cider vinegar with the mother is really important. That's a good one to get. You want that good bacteria in it, or you're really, in my opinion, just it's not even worth it because it isn't the greatest tasting thing in the world. So I digress. So it also helps control insulin. So another good reason to do it is if you know you're going to have a hollow meal or a holiday and you don't have maybe your Carbees Plus to help control that insulin production, then you could do a swig of apple cider vinegar. I don't now. I used to keep apple cider vinegar in my survival kit. It was a type of cheater's relief, if you will. But now I just, I carry my Carbees Plus and my fiber trim for my hollow meals and holidays. That's about it. Is it going to be a miracle weight loss thing? No, it's just something, if you believe in it, that maybe you supplement with. It's very inexpensive. Are the turbo foods you mentioned last night, are they -3s? Not necessarily all -3s. The best way to find out if they're all -3s, rather than rely on my memory, Joe, is to go to the library, and then you can filter. Do you not know how to do that? If you don't, we'll show you today. You filter in the food library. You can set it to the negative number, and the more negative the number, typically, not always, sometimes I've set it negative because I want you to eat more of it because it's so healthy. But the more negative the number, typically, the better for weight management. But you can easily go in the library rather than relying on my memory and set that filter. Last night I was doing that on the fly. Like I was just doing it on the fly. Like, yeah, that one's a great one. I would do that for weight management. So, I've been journaling for 20 years. So a lot of it isn't even how good it is as a thermic effect. I know how my body reacts to it after I consume it on the scales. So I was kind of setting the course that way too. But Joe, please go to the library and check out that amazing weight loss meter filter that we've established for everybody to make better choices. What pasta can be used days 11 through 24 on the challenge? You need to look that up. So I'm gonna ask Tammy, because I could tell you, I could go do it for you, but I need to know that you know how to do it for yourself. Now, if you say, Travis, I'm just busy right now, go look it up for me, I'll go look it up for you. I'm happy to do that, but I want you to tell me first, Travis, I know how to do it, I'm just not gonna do it right now. So I wanna know you know how to do it, because it's so important to me that I don't give people a fish so that they can eat for a day, but that I train everyone how to do it for themselves so that you'll be able to do it even with or without my help. Can we use the recipes in the AdvoCare Jumpstart booklet? I'd have to look at the individual recipe. I do not recommend that, Margot. Most of their stuff is going to be more geared to people who are exercising daily. So we're going to stick with our regular recipe protocol here. So if you find a recipe that you want, because they won't be right according to my plan, and you will see your results diminish. You take that recipe, take a picture of it, and put it in the We Fixed It group, or send it in to us, and we'll modify it for you. All of their recipes will be modifiable based upon our program, but their recipes are not necessarily going to control insulin. Okay. All right. Keep asking those questions. I'm going to skip over to the thread now. Last week we could have an apple by itself. Can I have one with peanut butter now? No, you do not want to have peanut butter with an apple. The only way to get away with that is not in the challenge. You should not be doing that in the challenge. But when you reach weight maintenance, if you wanted an apple with a high protein peanut butter, you could do that. But if you're having an apple with peanut butter's fat, and I see you see it in all the women's magazines. It's a bad idea. If you're trying to lose weight, horrible idea. An apple is nutritious. Peanut butter is semi-nutritious. If we put the two together, the apple is fruit sugar and the peanut butter is fat. Fruit sugar and fat means the fat bus is coming and you're storing that apple and that peanut butter on your rear end. Not a good idea. And I know everybody out there with these women's health magazines, always, I see it all the time. Peanut butter and apple. Not a great idea. Speaking of chips and cheese dip, had my first holiday. Oh, okay, you had a holiday. I thought it was a question coming. I just use approved chips and then I don't have to have a holiday. Just food for thought. Anytime we can eliminate a holiday, even if we've earned it, the better off we're going to be. It's kind of like paying it forward. But we are allowed holidays. Kathy, out of 7 ladies here that we are going a group chat, Facebook group, 7 combined have lost 63 pounds in a half a month. That's an average of 9 pounds a lady. Great job. I'm proud of them too. Cindy, there's a lot of interviews in the website. We've done 3 recently. I just have to have people that are willing, that have had success. And then I do my best to, we're around the clock right now. So it's hard for me to go hunt people and ask them to do it. But if somebody says, Travis, I've had great results and I'm happy to do an interview, then yes, we can set up something like that. Appreciate you liking those and it being a help to you. Yeah, bread is always going to cause bloat. Bread is not good. Bread makes you dead. We only have approved breads because I feel like we need a program that allows for a bread, a lesser evil bread. Hey, Kristen, is UMP with water turbo? It is. I would consider that turbo. Beverly UMP, Karen, is outstanding. It's a great muscle preserver, metabolic preserver. So yes, I always consider Beverly. All protein powders are not created equal. And that, I think, is the best one on the market. And speaking of bloat, it's pretty much a no bloat product. So really good one. I would call if I'm in the weight loss mode, I would call that a meal episode. If I was in maintenance mode, I would call it a snack episode. If I'm working out and not trying to lose weight, I would even add that as a 4th and maybe even a 5th eating episode before and after I work out, if I were trying to bulk up and get more become more powerful. Is the Healthwise oatmeal a turbo? Yes, it is. Let me know, that person that asked earlier, let me know if you need me to go pull that up for you. I just want to make sure, I'm not trying to be mean. I just want to make sure you know how to do this for yourself, because there's no way that I can apply every single thing in that challenge to memory. Oh, I got you, Christy. Good job. Way to be tough with yourself on the chips. Making approved chips out of approved tortillas is a fantastic idea. Yeah, Charles would be a great one for an interview. Charles, didn't we do an interview? See here? I think we did one. I can't remember. It runs together after a while. But if Charles and I have done one, it's probably in the library and Joni can find it. If not, I'm sure Charles will be happy to do an interview. We actually, I think, did one right here one day, right here live, impromptu. Make sure you check that video library for stuff. There's probably a lot of stuff there that you don't know is there. Yes, when you cook carrots, when you caramelize carrots, you're processing the carrot, so the sugar's a little more accessible by the body and it's more accessible faster with onions and carrots. So if you're cooking, caramelizing onions and carrots, they need to be used as a condiment or a category 3. If you're eating them raw, you can have them freely. Okay, Nikki, let me go and just try to help you here. Let's see, when use of something? Oh, maybe I'm confused about the question. I'm sorry. Is the huddle from last night recorded and available? It is not. It takes us at least 24 hours. When we do those late like that, the team's gone. It's just me still working, basically. Okay. They've got, unlike me, they've got a life to live beyond Shibboleth. So it takes about, when I do a late class, about 24 hours. So sometime today or tomorrow, it'll be there. I cannot find plain mung beans in the food library. What category would they be? They would be a category 6 superfood. What is it that makes an approved food blowtorch or turbo? Without me just telling you, I was just trying to teach, right? I was just trying to teach from the heart and having fun with it, okay? So if you yourself are looking for turbo, you want to consider a couple of things. You want to consider small portions. If it's going to be turbo, it's going to be small portion. Kettle and Fire bone broth, Healthwise high protein oatmeal. It's going to be a small portion, and it's got to really control insulin. So typically, without just asking me, I would say a -2, -3, especially -3 turbo. But a -2, pretty good too. That's just, I teach with a lot of hyperbole. I try to give people imagery. Like instead of talking insulin, I talk about fat bus because now you can visualize it. Same thing I was trying to do with turbo. -2, -3, most of the time, turbo. Are we supposed to be taking photos of our food daily with each eating episode? It's always a great idea. There's no mandatory requirement that you do that. I take a quick picture of everything I consume. I find it's easier to log that in my journal at the end of the day rather than all day stopping and logging. But if I don't take pictures of it, I won't remember what triggered me to have it and if I enjoyed it or not. Oh, you asked about the pasta. Okay, let's just go look at that now so that everybody understands how to do that themselves. So what we're doing here is talking about the challenge aspect right now, okay? We're talking about the challenge aspect. There's many approved pastas on regular Shibboleth, but we're discussing the challenge. So I have worked really hard to put together a list of foods that you can have and some meal ideas you can have. So let's go to our food list for days 11 through 24 and look for pasta. Let's see where they put that. I don't see any pasta listed, but I'm doing a quick view. So the only way for the challenge you would be able to have pasta, since I don't see any on here. Let's see if there's a meal idea with pasta. I also gave some independent meal ideas for those that didn't want to have to think. So I don't see any, but if you remember in the rules, any -2 or -3 recipe would be allowed. So like Travis spaghetti would be allowed. So you could have the pasta listed in Travis spaghetti if you're having that recipe, because then we know what you're putting with the food. If you were asking about the regular program, I'm not even showing you that. I didn't have it on the screen, sorry. I'm looking at this list that I pulled up. Everybody say, I made a list for these folks. And what we want to do is if you don't like my meal ideas, then you can choose the groceries and put them together in the right combination. But I don't see pasta jumping out at me. And then again, could we incorporate pasta and still lose weight on a challenge? Yeah, but we're starting to venture on its regular Shibboleth. We wanted this to be a challenge. So meal ideas, I didn't see anything jump. Oh, here's some more. Here you go. Here's one. Explore cuisine, black bean pasta. Explore cuisine, edamame pasta. So there's you a couple. And then it says, see down here, any -2 or -3 recipe will work. So Travis spaghetti would work. So any like fiber gourmet pasta you could have with Travis's spaghetti. So there you go. Regular Shibboleth. Oh, okay. So still, this is not all the pasta. If we're just doing the regular program, I don't want you to think you have to have just Explore Cuisine pasta. So I go to here and I'm just going to type in pasta. It's so easy. If we could get everybody to using this and just make this as part of your lifestyle, wouldn't it be a lot better? Live class is great. This is a great time to get your question answered. But I hear from people so often, they say, Travis, I shot you over a text last night at 7:30 and you didn't tell me what I could have. So I had this. Was this okay? And it wasn't in the library. Do y'all see what I'm up against here? Does that make sense, what I'm up against? Do you understand? It's so important for us to be self-sufficient. And if we're not self-sufficient, I'm going to let you down. So if I get a text at 7:30, Travis, and again, I've had people literally get upset. Well, I blew it because you didn't text me back. Look at the library. So I just pulled up pasta. And you got tons of different pastas, things that are labeled pasta. You got 4 pages of pasta. How do we find the best pasta for weight loss? We scoop this slider over to a -1, and then we set it. That's going to reduce some of the pages. Now we've got 1 page of pasta. So any of these pastas, see this negative number here? All of these are going to help activate your blowtorch as long as you control your portion, okay? We want to connect in class, answer your questions, but when I'm not here, we want to access this. And if you think something should be there that's not, ask in the Facebook group. Sometimes you could be overlooking it, or take a picture of the product, take a picture of the nutrition label, pop it in the We Fixed It group, and we're off to the race. What was the brand of protein powder mentioned earlier? It was Beverly UMP. Ultimate, they call it Ultimate Muscle Provider. I call it Ultimate Muscle Preserver. What things go in a survival kit? It's unique to each individual. Better have it than not need it than need it, not have it. I started carrying a survival kit because when I started, I ate at a Mexican restaurant 3 or 4 times a week at lunchtime or after church when I worked at Shaw. So if you go to a Mexican restaurant, you're up against chips. That's a problem. So we identify the triggers: fear of missing out on instant pleasure. Everybody likes a good chip, even though there's no nutritive value and it's one of the worst things you could eat. So I started off there. How do I watch my coworkers at lunch eat chips and I can't have them? And too often I didn't have the discipline to avoid them, so I would bring in my own chips. So double bites is something that I keep in my survival kit, double bite chips. But you could put any of the negative number chips and you'd be fine. You'd still lose weight really good. The Quest chips would be a great one for you to keep in your survival kit. Also, it's very important that I'm able to go to any restaurant and consume something approved on a perfect day. So every restaurant usually has a grilled chicken salad. Hold the croutons, hold the crunchy thingies. I used to go all the time to Zaxby's for lunch, and I would get the grilled chicken salad, hold the little fried crunchy things, and then I would have my dressing with me in my survival kit. Because you can go into Zaxby's, for example, and their portion of honey mustard dressing that they put in the bag can be up to 400 calories. People don't realize that. So you want to use an approved dressing and keep that in your survival kit. I would keep Bran Crisp or Fiber Gourmet crackers, anything that would fill a void for me. So it's going to be unique to you. I keep peanut butter in mine in case my blood sugar drops and I need a tablespoon of peanut butter. Your survival kit is meant to fill voids so that you don't have unnecessary holiday. Amy, you said to follow the WOW challenges exactly. So that includes not having a sandwich those days as it applies. Correct. That's correct. If you choose a WOW, you can exclude the sandwich for that day as long as you follow the WOW exactly. I like the grilled shrimp with green salad, no dressing. Is this okay? Grilled shrimp with a green salad is beautiful. That's turbo button right there. Turbo. Did you say any -2 or -3 meal is approved for the challenge? Sorry. Any -2 or -3 recipe that's portion controlled is allowed during the challenge. Have fun at the gym, Julie. I'm busy, but is Bonza chickpea pasta approved for regular Shibboleth? I'd have to go look in the library. So I'll type in Bonza. Hold on. I don't see that. So the way you need to handle Bonza, I've never heard of it. Chickpea pasta, just because it's a chickpea doesn't mean that pasta is 100% chickpea. So let's say that it's not, and there's some processed stuff there, some starch, then we might have a problem. There may not be enough chickpeas in there to slow the blood sugar elevation down. So Tara, that's a good one to put in the We Fixed It group. Take that, just take a snapshot of it, okay? Just do a screenshot or take a little picture of the front and then the nutrition label, which you can find wherever you're shopping or you can find online, and then put that in the We Fixed It group, and we'll vet it and see if it's worthy of weight loss. I wish some of the recipes were updated one day. Some say 1 pack of cheese or something similar. I know people are spread thin. Thank you for the recommendation. It's warranted and we appreciate it. Is it okay to do AdvoCare Slim now that we have finished the clean? Yes, AdvoCare Slim is fantastic for weight management. Yeah, and when one of our recipes, those have for no charge. We have been modifying recipes for almost 20 years for our clients. And it does take a lot of work. And I think that suggestion was just an amazing suggestion. It would really make the user friendliness of our program go upward. Anytime, help us do that one recipe at a time. You can post our recipes in We Fixed It and just say, hey, is there some other cheese we can have? And what will happen, that will eventually trigger us to dedicate the time. We don't have, it all costs money. We'll dedicate time and resources more quickly to getting that solved. But, when you've got the Facebook group, if you're, I know some people don't like Facebook, but if you've got the Facebook group and you're posting in there, there's usually a pretty quick answer. And yeah, I get when it just says cheese, that's so open-ended, that would be frustrating to me too. So I'm so sorry about that. Just help us grow, help us become a better program. Is it okay to miss a sandwich if only eating 2 meals for the day? No. The rules state at least 1 sandwich a day unless doing a WOW challenge or unless fasting. I'm having a hard time finding fat-free dairy products. I'm so sorry. Then I would just eliminate the dairy products altogether, because dairy's not good for you anyway. It's like the bread. We only fool with approved bread to make our program doable. We only approve of the fat-free dairy stuff to make the program doable. And then ask your grocery store retailer to carry more fat-free foods, or not just any fat-free. Fat-free typically means high sugar. We're not taught, it's just the ones that we said this is best if you get it fat-free, like fat-free cheese. I have no problem finding this stuff. I guess I'm very lucky. Publix has it, Walmart has it. They have Borden fat-free. They have Laura Lynn fat-free at Ingles. I haven't had any trouble finding it. I do feel for y'all that are in areas where you're having a hard time finding it. Here's where we have to take command of our lifestyle ourselves and ask our grocery retailer to carry it, or we'll shop somewhere else if we really need that dairy product. All right, anybody else? Let's see what. Please correct me if needed. We're not supposed to do fruit alone on the challenge days 11 through 24. We've had so many people ask if they could just keep doing the detox part, days 11 through 24. Could they just stick with days 1 through 10 because they're excited because it's working? And I have said yes. Do I think it's ideal to eat fruit by itself the way we did in the detox? Not for a metabolic boost. And Tammy, I just sent you a private message. Welcome to my world, you see. If you find an item at a place not in the food library, please add the location. Yes, good advice, Patricia. We're a family. If y'all will look at it like you're curators too here, and we're all curating and compiling a huge list of approved foods to make the journey much more efficient for everyone. Anyone else? We will soon be leaving, so get those last questions posted. We've got 12 o'clock exclusive partner class. Everybody's welcome to one class, but then you have to make a decision. Do you want to help us? Do you want to partner with us at $5 a month or more? We are today going to tackle, it's our third partner exclusive class. We'll be tackling weight management and weight maintenance. Thanks, Bridget. Is there a WOW with Quest chips? You'd have to look. I'll look for you. You could request one, but you'd have to, give us some time to put it together because there's just me. There's just one of me. So WOW Challenge Quest. Let's just type Quest and see. This is how great the website is. We just checked Quest cookie with health-wise high protein. No, so there's no chip ones. Now, the problem when you ask for a Quest chip WOW, I will put something together with Quest chips, but you won't like any of the other food. So we kind of have to know what foods that you like. Are you a meat eater, a veggie eater? Are you wanting your Quest chips with a sandwich? Then I could throw you something together. Crystal says there's a cheese dip challenge that require Quest chips. So let's go there and check cheese. Yeah, you'd have to look at these. I don't see any that's built around Quest chips, but I'm sure that Quest chips is mentioned in some of these. Yeah, right here's one. This one, cheese dip. Number 2, Jessica's cheese dip. You skip breakfast. Lunch is approved chips, quarter cup with a quarter cup of cheese dip, and Quest chips is on here. And then dinner, you can have approved chips with 2 ounces. This is a good one. This is yours right here if you like the other food. You have to see if you like the other foods though. I'll post it here. And if you don't like these other foods, send in the info that you request a WOW challenge with Quest chips, and then tell me what other foods you like. Thanks, Kimberly. What about cheese rises and hummus? I don't know what a cheese rise is. Is there a name brand that you want me to look up for you in the library? There is a Bonito challenge, true. You could type in Bonitos and find that challenge. I don't know what cheese risers are, so if you tell me more, then I can answer. Cheese crisp, if they're approved, we need to look at every product. If it's not in the library, it doesn't mean that it won't be approved. It means we haven't discovered it yet. Then we have to look and apply our formula to it. And then if it works with our formula, then we will add it to the library for you. Otherwise, you would need to go to that brand. Brands are different, okay? So some are going to be too high fat. Some are going to be just right. We have to look at the brand. We don't want to have a blanket statement that says all cheese crisp are allowed. because we'll certainly get bitten by that. Anybody else before we go? Everybody learned something today? Did you find a nugget of help? Awesome. What about trying sweet peppers and hummus for the crunch factor, Melissa? Oh, you was talking to Melissa. Good deal. I hope you're able to take notes every class, because it's not a diet. We're building a lifestyle, and we're educating ourselves. We're building a lifestyle that all fit under the umbrella of calorie conservation, insulin control, and adequate protein. That's the magic formula, those three things. And without you thinking about it, having to think about it, we just approve foods. And then we give you rules for combining them, and you're good to go. It's just trusting the system, trusting the system. You're welcome, Melinda. Yeah, chips made out of your approved tortillas. The more negative number the tortilla, the better it is for a chip. Any last question? Thank you, April. Excuse me. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna go get ready for my exclusive partner class. If you would like to consider becoming a partner, if you've already attended one class, you can go to www.helpshibboleth.com and become a partner. But if you've not attended a partner class, you're welcome to come to one class and check it out and see what it's all about. It's a more structured lesson. It's not just Q&A. And today we'll be doing weight maintenance and weight management. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. And we'll be live tonight for our challenge. Tonight at 8 p.m., we'll be live for our amazing blowtorch challengers that are knocking it out of the park. The weight loss is literally unbelievable. So we'll see y'all tonight. All right. Bye, everybody.